Here's the real reason why Obama did this absurd swap of these 5 hardened Taliban criminals for one person who at best is a deserter and at worst is a traitor. It's as if during the American Revolution, the colonies surrendered Burgoyne, Howe, Gates, and Cornwallis, the 4 British generals, and we got back Benedict Arnold. But why did Obama do it? I believe that Bergdahl was just a convenience, just a distraction, an excuse for making the swap. Obama's real goal was to release these 5 guys from Guantanamo, because Obama's real goal is to empty out Guantanamo by the time he leaves office, or more precisely, by the time we pull out of Afghanistan. Harry Reid gave it away on Tuesday when he said, "I'm glad those 5 guys are out of Gitmo. I wish the place was emptied out." So in Obama's world, Guantanamo is a horrible thing, worse than terrorism. And getting rid of Guantanamo would be a major accomplishment for him, and keeping it there would be a major stain on his record as far as he is concerned. He also had another reason. He needed the Taliban to assure him an easy exit from Afghanistan. There was no problem in pulling out of Iraq because we'd won. It's now become undone, but at the time we'd won. In Afghanistan, we've lost. This is in effect a surrender. It's a withdrawal with the enemy in possession of the battlefield. And that's the hardest thing to do in warfare, because as your forces decline, as you're pulling them out, they're progressively more vulnerable to an enemy attack. And Obama does not want a repeat of the scene when we abandoned Saigon, when the last helicopter took off the roof and people were hanging on to the skids hoping that they could be ferried to safety. That was too big a stain on the national morale. So he needs the Taliban to give him a safe exit. Afterwards, they can take over the country, but not attack while he's leaving. So the Taliban wants Guantanamo freed, emptied. They want all those folks back as guerrilla fighters, most of them as their top commanders. So Obama has been in negotiations with the Taliban through Qatar, but really with them, over this release of the 5 men from Guantanamo, 5 men who the Taliban chose, not us. We gave them a menu and they ordered what they wanted. Bergdahl was basically an excuse. We can't just release the 5 guys. We needed the fig leaf of a prisoner exchange. And I don't think Obama really focused on what he knew about Bergdahl's record. I don't think his mind works that way. He's too much of a left-winger to understand what a disaster that would be politically. But I think that what he needed to do was to show the Taliban that he could release people from Guantanamo, and that both legally and politically, and that therefore they should give him what he wants, which is a peaceful parting from Afghanistan, because he intends to empty Guantanamo entirely. And I believe this was the first step. Bergdahl was just the window dressing. So this raises the question that I think we all have to focus on now, which is, are we going to empty Guantanamo when we pull out of Afghanistan, drawing down to 9,800 troops in 15 and going entirely by 16? Now, traditionally, in a POW setting, when the war is over, you free the POWs, but this is no traditional setting, and the war is certainly not over for those guys in Guantanamo. So Republicans and all Americans have to fight hard to keep them locked up in Guantanamo and not to let them loose upon the world. It's like a petri cup of deadly chemical warfare, of chemical weapon, letting those folks out of Guantanamo. And clearly, Obama is signaling his intention to do just that. By the way, horrible to cover this at the same occasion as this shameful prisoner swap, but today is the 70th anniversary of D-Day, one of the most crucial days in the history of the world, the day civilization was really saved. Because while Europe would never have been under Nazi control, it would have been under Soviet control if we had not succeeded in landing in Normandy, or under some combination of the tyrannies, and the whole world would have been a different place. Tomorrow on Saturday for the history video, we're going to replay the D-Day video that we've run a few times before, that's very beautifully produced with all kinds of stuff, and facts about D-Day that I'll bet you didn't know, including how we could have minimized the casualties on Omaha Beach but did not because of command error. Thanks for watching.